Hi guys, I'm Danny, and I started a Sunday gym because I've noticed lately that people tend to go to colleges and universities without actually knowing why they're there. And afterwards, starting jobs that are unfulfilling. So I'm interviewing different professionals to see what they have to say and share their knowledge and experience with you. I hope you enjoy it.
Cool.
Right on, Krisztian. Thanks for being with me. How you doing, sir?
Hi, Danny. Nice to be here. Thank you very much for your invitation. And it's very exciting today. Thank you that you have invited me.
It is excited, and I'm the one thankful because that's quite a resume. And the program will be focused on three main questions. What do you do for a living? How did you get there? How did you know that this was the way to go? So that's what you do for a living, please.
Thank you very much. So, actually, the answer for your fourth question is so at the moment, I'm an AI based CRO expert working as international partnership manager and OptiMonk. And I'm a passionate digital marketer, actually.
Okay, so I have a side question. So that's like really you. You didn't program some AI to answer my questions, right?
No, not really.
I couldn't resist asking. I wanted to, but I couldn't.
Sure.
So were you
Your
walking the
second.
street one day and you were like, let me go into AI and tech, or did something else happen?
No, 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 no. It's actually a much longer story, and it's already actually the second answer to your second question. So, actually, I'm coming from a different, absolutely different part of life. I was working for a long time on cruise ships for more than 15 years. Yeah,
That's
just
amazing.
just cruising around the world. I have started as a deck steward, and then I was promoted always in a higher position and a higher position. And later on, I was a cruise director. First on cruise ships, then later on river lines for a long time on German and American cruise ships. And with the time, I have discovered that I need definitely a change in my life. I really actually felt a kind of burnout,
Yeah.
actually more burnout syndromes, because it was a very nice, very exciting, but after a time also just very monotonous after
Yeah.
15 years. You can imagine.
Oh, yeah. I
So
mean, the fifth time in Vegas, it's always the same, right?
yeah, that's right. That's right. Even if it sounds very interesting, of course it was, but as you have mentioned, after the 10 times, it's nothing new, it's nothing interesting anymore. So I needed a change. And then I have started my own business, which was actually an e commerce store with a big problem. At that time, it was about 15 years ago, I didn't know anything about digital marketing and e commerce. So, with zero knowledge, I have started my first business, and of course, it's failed, which is not a big wonder, I think. It definitely went to bankruptcy. So, actually, on the one part, it was a failure. But then the second part, I know there is no failures in life. Everything happens with a reason to you.
Yeah.
And the reason in that case for me was that I have discovered that actually I like it. For example, reading articles about PPC and SEO and how to make development in an e-commerce store. I mean, these were the ancient times of digital marketing. So I'm talking now about 10 or 15 years ago. There was no AI and not such tools like nowadays. And that day, you had to learn a lot regarding digital marketing. So I started to improve my knowledge. And first of all, I have taken a tons of courses, online and offline courses. For example, behind me on the wall, you can see not all of them, but I have totally 23 international certifications in different areas of digital marketing. For example, by Digital Marketer, they are worldwide well known as an institute for digital marketers and growth hackers and entrepreneurs. By them, I'll have made all of their courses because I wanted to keep improving to learn as much as possible. So, and then later on, I have started my second new business. Actually, I have started as a freelancer, as you do it normally,
Yeah.
beside your main job, as a part time job, just to get your first clients. And then later on, it was very successful. So I have established my own digital marketing agency. And as I always believed and still believe in holistical approach in digital marketing, I mean, you can manage different areas isolated. I know it exactly. There are some agencies who are doing, for example, just PPC or only SEO or only email marketing. It could be also quite successful, but to my opinion, the biggest impact, the biggest results you can achieve if you have a holistic approach. So it means that you manage all the areas of digital marketing. So therefore, I have managed and developed a full stack digital marketing agency where we had about 8 colleagues and 10 or 12 contractors. So it was that time. But after a couple of years, I would say after 5 or 6 years, I needed again a new level, a new way for improvement. And that's the reason actually that I have changed to OptiMonk, which is a B2B SaaS company. It was established about 12 years ago. They have started from Hungary, but now we are a worldwide well-known company. I would say at the moment about 30,000 websites and e-commerce stores are already using OptiMonk. And as I have mentioned before, at the moment, I'm the international partnership manager here at OptiMonk and also an AI-based CRO expert, because I think this is definitely the future of e-commerce, because the whole area, the whole space of digital marketing is changing very, very fast.
Yeah.
Faster than ever before. And of course, now with the help of AI, it's not linear anymore. It's now exponential, the changes and the improvements. So I think AI is the basic line.
Your resume is absolutely insane, and I love every part of it. It's just remarkable. And you're pretty much the perfect guest here because, well, you're working with people from the States. I'm not from the United States. I'm from Europe. But this is why I built the network in that way specifically. And why I'm asking the third question, how did you know that this was the way to go? Reason is that You know, th thanks for highlighting that, the first attempt wasn't very successful. I'm certain you've lost money. To be honest, I'm not a risk guy by nature. I don't take risks. But I've lost some money too here and there. Every single person that I've known has lost money, friends, relationship. This is part of life. I'm not even talking about that because I don't care much about that. Granted, the folks from the United States, they have those, student loans. I don't understand the concept of it. We don't have that here. Like, I graduated in Denmark. Do you know how much money I paid for it? Zero. I didn't
No.
pay anything. It's free in Denmark. So, but that, it doesn't really matter. Again, it's not about the money, it's about the time because, you have that stigma. Like, you go to the university and once you get out of there, the whole world is yours. And well, no, it's not. That may have been true for a couple of years here and there, generation or two ago, but that's no longer the case. And thing is, you have young people at the age of 23, 4, 5, 6 sometimes, out of university, out of college, and they have this diploma, and now they expect the whole world to welcome them, but it's not how that works. Often, very often, they just grab the first thing they can get their hands on, and they're graduating something that either doesn't really matter or won't bring them much or any of it. And I'm not trashing the academia, right? I'm a poster child of that. Like, graduated bachelor, master, another degree separate on that one. I was 15 or 16 when I knew exactly what I'm going to study and exactly what I'm going to do for work. And a lot of people around me are like that. But a lot of people outside my little circle are not like that. And I made that whole program just to show those amazing examples. And thank you for being one of them. It's amazing. Reason I'm asking it in that way is because you went for quite a while on those boat trips and everything. So in other words, you're highly intelligent, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't have reached that level. You're focused, you're dedicated. I've been on those boats. Sometimes it's a bit of annoying just to be a guest there. Imagine if you had to work there. So you do have quite a high tolerance for work. That's pretty good. And okay, fine, I get it. Computers, AI, that's the future. Nobody's denying it. But there are a truckload of other sectors. Spedition and logistics, one of them. As a matter of fact, that's the first thing that came to my mind when I heard you. Because I'm always trying to prep the question and frame it in a specific way to, fit my guests. So there's a ton of work out there, and a lot of it is quite profitable. I'm in those fields, so I know. But you chose specifically that one, and I don't think it's about the money. Yeah, there's good money in there. I'm not denying that, but I don't think it was solely because of the money. You were an actual adult, and you knew exactly what you were going into. And even if you fail, even when you failed once, you already had it in you, so you pushed through. Now, how did you knew that this was the way to go?
Mhm. Very good question as well. So actually, regarding money, I think there is a basic misconception, a basic misunderstanding regarding this, because I know it that a lot of people think I try to get the job where I can make the most money. I know it because I was almost in the same situation when I was younger. But with the time, I have discovered that it's working exactly the opposite. If you are on the right place, if you are enjoying what you are doing, and if you are good at it, money will come automatically. Money
Yeah,
will just guiding you actually additionally. But it's not, as you have also mentioned, it's not the main goal. Because if
yeah,
it's the main goal, you will fail. Definitely. So actually, regarding this, how I know that I'm at the right place now. So first of all, that I'm enjoying it really
yeah.
much. Even when I have a long day, and for example, like today, at the end of the day, I have this kind of conversation, like this podcast recording. I enjoy it so much that, for example, also last time it was a couple of weeks ago, I had also a podcast episode at the end of the day, but it was a quite long day. And when I went home, my wife was so surprised because I wasn't tired, I
Yeah.
wasn't exhausted. I was just very happy and very energetic because I enjoy it. I love it,
Yeah.
what I'm doing. And if you love it, what you are doing, then actually you don't have to work because you don't
True.
look at it as a work or as a job anymore. It's then how do you say it in English? It's then you are obsessed with it, what you are doing.
You're tired, but in a different way. It's not like exhausted, tired because you're not a machine, but not in that crushing way.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So definitely don't choose a job based on the salary. Actually, do you know what is job for as a shortening?
Yeah.
Just over broke.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
Yeah. No, yeah, I get it.
don't choose it for that goal, but what you are enjoying and what you are good at it. It's also very important because actually, back to my story, when I have actually finished my career on cruise liners, as I have mentioned before, as I have told you already, I was at the top. I was one of the main managers, a cruise director, one of the leaders. And when I came back home, I thought I can continue it on my career. But it was not the case. Why? Because the value, what I could deliver on board of the cruise liners, it was a high one. But unfortunately, this knowledge, this experience wasn't needed on the market at home.
Yeah.
So actually, I couldn't deliver any value more. So I couldn't earn, I couldn't make any money more because the more value you deliver, the more people you can serve, the more money you can make. So it should be also answering your question, a very important point of view, actually, I think, to young people. Just think about it. How can you deliver the most value? How can you serve the most people?
I
And in
had
that case, you will be successful.
I had a talk with a doctor. He's a pretty smart guy, young but smart. Like, well, Danny, I'm making X amount of money, and this football player, I don't even watch football. I don't like the sport. I don't watch sports in general. He's making like 100 times more, like, because he's entertaining millions. You're taking care of 100 patients. And well, to be honest, I'm one of them, so you're not really that good of a doctor. Just to be that. He didn't like it, but yeah. So it doesn't. It's important to focus on how many people you can reach and how many of them they can be satisfied with your work.
Yeah, definitely. So I think these should be the most important factors where younger people should pay attention or to focus on when they choose what they would like to do in the life. I think this is the most important factors.
No, solid, 100%. Now, Chris, I have a fourth question. I'm
Yeah.
never putting it in the description of the video and the invitation because I just love the reaction. And I've had, I think, over 200 interviews now. I don't think I've ever had the same reply or not structured in the same way, at least. Now, my audience is predominantly made by people that are either ending at the end of college or they just started still in college, started a new position. Okay, so is this position for me or not? Have I chosen the right diploma, the right path? If you can, because you're such a fountain of information with such rich experience, if you can give my audience one advice, what will it be?
Just one advice, what would it be? It's maybe a quite common sentence, but it's very important also to deeply understand it, that listen to your heart, because the heart is the boss and not the brain. Brain is excellent. We need it for logical thinking, for a lot of tasks. But if you would like to be happy at the end of the day and in your life, then you have to listen to your heart. Because just again, back to my story, when I was working on cruise ships, it was a wonderful life. I was in a high position. I have made a lot of money, but I still wasn't happy. And actually, this is the most important question, what you should ask yourself every day. Am I happy? And right now in my actual situation in the life? Because I'm pretty sure you know it as well. There was a very, I don't remember the title of the book, but there was a very interesting book and a very interesting case study about it, that they have asked a lot of people just short before dying. And why were they actually sad about at the end of their life? And they always answered they were not sad about what they have done, but what they didn't do in their life, what they have missed actually.
Yeah.
So this is what
actually I didn't thought about that. So, well, no, that's good because actually I don't think I've ever thought of what I've missed, at least so far. So, yeah, I think I'm doing something right here.
maybe just my time to think about it.
Yeah.
Because maybe you are now not thinking about, but according to this case study, most of the people at the end of their life, they are just regret it, actually,
Yeah.
what they have missed during their life.
No, I get it. That's food for thought. Absolutely. And with that said, Chris, if you don't have anything to add,
Thank you very much,
absolute
Gary.
honor to
It was
have you,
my
man.
pleasure. And thank you very much again.
Likewise. Guys, I hope this one was useful. Please follow the channel on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Gap, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Ring the bell and all the good stuff. Have a nice week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday.